Hi, I'm Dahlia. If you want to learn how to start investing in the stock market without even thinking about it and make money tax-free, this video is for you. You might have clicked on this video because you've heard the term ISA thrown about, but you're not exactly sure what it is or how to make it work for you. You might have some savings that's just been sitting there in an account, not really growing much, and you want to know how you can make more money with it. Maybe you've seen ads for investment apps, but you're not really sure how to get started. I've been exactly where you are. I'm going to show you how simple it can be and how personally I've used an app that in the past few years has given me thousands of pounds of profit without any tax and without me ever really having to think about it. Hi, I'm Dahlia. I spent 7 years working in the City of London after getting my finance degree. I did sales and asset management, then I quit it all to build my own business. Now I'm sharing the money, business and property lessons that I've learned to help independent women like you get on top financially. Are you ready? Let's go. By the end of this video, you're going to understand a few important things. You're going to understand what a stocks and shares ISA is, how you can use it to make thousands of pounds tax-free without needing to know anything at all about the stock market, and how you can start doing the same thing I did, even if it's your first time investing. I promise you that by the end of this video, you're going to realize you don't need to be an investor type or some kind of finance geek to make this work for you. There are 5 key topic areas that I'm going to cover in this video. Number 1, what is an ISA? Number 2, what are funds and why are they the easiest way to start investing? Number 3, what is a stocks and shares ISA? Number 4, why an ISA is one of the most powerful tools for UK investors. And number 5, how to automate your investing using a simple app. Part 1, what is an ISA? ISA stands for Individual Savings Account. It's a type of account offered in the UK that lets you save or invest money without paying tax on any of the returns that you make. Think of it as a government-approved way to protect your investment gains. It protects any income you make using the ISA from tax. And I think we can all agree that any way to save us from giving more money to the tax man is a very good thing. How often does the government give us a tax break? There are 3 different types of ISAs. There are cash ISAs, lifetime ISAs, and the one that I'm going to talk to you about today, a stocks and shares ISA. Part 2. Now I'm going to tell you what funds are and why they're the easiest way to start investing. First, I need to make sure that you understand what stocks and shares are. So this is for complete beginners. In their simplest form, a stock or a share is like buying a tiny slice of a company. So a company that's listed on the stock exchange is essentially divided into many, many parts, each of which are a specific value. When it's on the stock exchange, you can buy one of these parts, called a share, and you own a tiny part of that company. If that company grows, the price of the shares will go up over time. This is based on many factors, including how well the company is doing, its earnings reports, assets, and how well it's projected to do in the future. If that company grows, your share becomes more valuable. Likewise, if the company is not doing so well, the value of a share will go down as the value of the whole company goes down. Now, here's some of the problems with buying individual shares. You'd need to research every company yourself, which is not something that a beginner can do. You'd need to buy lots of them to spread your risk out. And if one company tanks, you could lose a big chunk of your money. That's where funds come in, and this is where it gets so much easier for you. A fund is like a ready-made basket of shares from different companies. Instead of owning one company, you own a tiny piece of hundreds, sometimes thousands of companies all at once. That means your money is automatically spread out, so if one company does badly, it barely even dents your overall investment. There are different types of funds, but for most beginners, the easiest thing to start with is an index fund. An index fund simply tracks the whole market. For example, if you've ever heard anyone say, invest in the S&P and thought, what the heck is that? The S&P 500 is a stock market index made up of the top 500 companies in the USA. When you invest in a fund that tracks the S&P, your money is essentially spread across all of those companies, meaning it follows the performance of the American economy. Historically, it's grown consistently over time and has outperformed regular savings account by a long way. And that's what stocks and shares funds are. Essentially, it's like owning a tiny slice of every company that's in the fund. Part 3. What is a stocks and shares ISA? A stocks and shares ISA lets you invest in the stock market, but your returns are completely tax-free. You may be thinking, that sounds like a dream. Why would they let me do that? There is a catch. They'll only let you invest up to £20,000 a year. That is the total ISA annual allowance, and that needs to be reached by the 5th of April every year. This allowance doesn't roll over, so you have until the 5th of April each year to invest up to £20,000 in an ISA. After that, your limit resets. Whether you're putting that money into a stocks and shares ISA, a cash ISA, or a lifetime ISA, £20,000 is your total amount combined that you're allowed to put into all of your ISA accounts in 1 year. Then, any money you make inside that account, whether from growth or company dividends, is 100% yours. Another great thing about investing in the stocks and shares ISA made up of different funds is that any dividends that the companies pay out are going to be automatically reinvested back into the fund. So you're going to get growth from the share price going up and growth from the dividends being reinvested. The other perk is that unlike a pension, you can take the money out anytime you want. Part 4. Let's go through 5 advantages of using an app for investing in stocks and shares ISA. Number 1, you get no tax or growth on your income. Number 2 is you have flexible access. You can withdraw your money at any time. Number 3, it's amazing for long-term wealth building. Start early and let time be your friend. Number 4 is it's beginner friendly. You don't need to pick stocks. Most apps invest in the index funds for you. Number 5 is that it's automatic. You just set it and forget it. Once you've set up the money in your app, you just let it run and you don't need to do anything else. Part 5. How to automate your investments using a stocks and shares ISA app. Here's how you can start investing in the stocks and shares today with the least amount of effort. Set up an investing app. There are a few out there like Moneybox or Plum. They automatically take a small amount of money, an amount that you decide every week from your bank account. I personally have used Moneybox for 7 years. This is not an ad. I find it super user-friendly. Something that immediately caught my attention with Moneybox is that they had this concept of rounding up. So what Moneybox did is link itself to my bank account. Every transaction that I made that came out of my bank account, so for example, if I went and bought a coffee that cost £2.50, Moneybox would take the extra 50p, called a roundup, and put that straight into my investment account. It gives you the option of either rounding up or doing a fixed deposit amount every week, or you can do both for maximum results. So that's how I got started. And once I saw that it was accumulating money week on week and I was starting to actually get good returns, I started adding a little bit more. You may be thinking, but I don't have a spare £20 a week to put into investing. Believe me, once you set up a direct debit and it becomes automatic, and start small, so just start with £5 a week. If you start with £5 a week, you will realize very quickly that you don't realize that this amount of money is coming out of your bank account. And then you can gradually increase it bit by bit. So now, for example, I have £40 a week coming out of my bank account, which doesn't seem like a lot, depends on how much income you have, but over time, this makes a huge difference. Over the last 7 years, I've managed to make thousands of pounds of profit by automating the investments into the stocks and shares ISA on the Moneybox app without even thinking about it. And that was even with me taking a 1-year break from the direct debits during COVID. So I actually missed out on some huge potential returns when the stock market rebounded after COVID. So I'm going to link the 2 apps that I've used in the description box below. So check them out. That's Moneybox and Plum.